So 2025, 2026. So a little bit of kind of in the bag and kind of seeing how many putters I can fit in the 26 in comparison to the 25, because that was really my own complaint about the bag. As you can see, they're very similar. What I did, multi-cam camo up here. I did get the pink and blue. I did think that popped. I did get polecats to make these. Awesome guy, really quick. If you ever do an order, you get to custom choose them. This is the 4-color variation. I did pink, silver, gray, and blue. That blue is probably gonna match this blue a lot. So I'll probably get him to do one that's similar and update these kind of zipper pools that I have. But a little bit in the bag. I do have the Eagle range. That's solid range. Ever since the range came out, when I did the glow round, that was just, it's been a staple in the bag. So I always have to have a range. Proxy, Silva, just solid particle glow, proton, soft. This is just solid proxy. 8-bit stamp, Pixel. Really love the Pixel as my main putting putter. I did get the chance to do a hot stamp when I saw a DFX booth up at Maple Hill. Lastly, is I have my Envy, and so I have an Envy. It's just a throwing putter. It does fit forward. It does seem a little bit tight. I do think I could probably squeeze one more in, and it's not as tight as compact as this putter pocket was. It's just a little too tight. Like I said, I did have the flight towel on here before. I did do magnetic rings, so that way it's very quick, easy if I need to detach it. Not as cumbersome as I felt the clip, but again, to each their own. Do have on mine is I did the same magnetic clips on my Max Retriever distance disc. Super easy, taking it off, a little bit easier, my thoughts, than the S clip. But ultimately, just pretty much everything's gonna transfer over. They do have on these pound bags, which is pretty nice. It's this little Velcro here. You pull your strap down, put that up. It's very, very easy. They do have the magnetic, or not magnetic, is little like cords, little like elastic cords that help sit snug is your retrievers or any kind of, not just retrievers, but I also have on this side is record videos, which promise in the future do some throwing videos. Actually put it on this side, but it fits those just as well. But as you can see, that fits snugly in there. Then you can come over to this side, do the same exact thing, and this way it just protects the zipper. You get a little bit more longevity out of it. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I plan on doing that. And then I'll swap over, as always, sunscreen, bug spray, depending on the time of year and how things are going. I'm sure that's almost everywhere. You guys need sunscreen, wear hats, something, give you some protection. I do have gloves for when it's cold. In Texas, you don't need them that much, but throw those back in over on this side. Did have hand warmers. They're charging. Again, in Texas, they're not that much needed. This will turn into my glow bag, is what I'll end up doing. Then rangefinder. Then on this side, I had my chalk bag. Put that up in the putter pouch. I can already tell the putter pouch is fitting so much more, which I'm super impressed by. A little bit of, in my bag, MVP fanboy. A lot of my friends give me a hard time. Particle Glow, Proton, Tempo from Big Germ when he first signed MVP. Tempo's solid throwing putter, approach putter, in my opinion. Followed up by, a lot of people say the Money Run OTB Hex, Proton. You'll notice a lot of my bags, Proton. This Gyropalooza's Pyro, awesome again. I did do a little comparison. I'll show a video later on of the V3 versus the V2. The V2 ended up being the final production balance. The V3 did not make it. Paul Cranes talks a lot about the V3. I'll get more into throwing into them. It does go a little bit straighter and then does have similar fade to the final production, but in my videos, this is going about another 5 feet further than the V2 did. This year's Particle Glow uplink in the Circuit Challenge, they also released it for Jawpalooza. Got this from Dilicious Disc, got Ivan, a good friend of mine. This is like a money run, more slightly stable uplink, but get some awesome turn and it's still with some good power on it. Goose Reactor, just wanted to do a comparison of this versus the V3 balance, also the V2. In my opinion, I feel the Reactor is a beadless balance. That's just my hot take on it, but throw some more in there. This year's Eagle Proton Resistor, as you can tell, I love Proton plastic. It's just, this thing's bunny. It goes straight for me 200, 230 feet, and then it has a very strong, reliable fade at the end. This year's, when I was at Maple Hill, picked up the bokeh. Awesome, awesome mid. This is something like, or not a mid, it feels like a mid, but it's a driver. I do feel like it's exactly what MVP was missing, is a straight flying, longer flying hex. Followed up by Buddy Ivan, Dilicious Disc, did a Proton bokeh for me. So I have that in there. I'll kind of do a comparison of those. Followed by the DFX Whatnot. This is a lightweight aspect, about 160 grams. I'm turning it over. It may be a little bit too lightweight on forehand. Let's see. Then I have the Boost that Ivan dyed as well. This is the V2 prototype Boost that was dropped at Disc East this year. Got him to do a shiny Voltorb for me. Next up, I have my Proton Soft Defy from last year's OTB run. Very, very seasoned. It's a pretty staple in my bag now. I can throw it flat and it holds that line and has a reliable fade versus I would ask to chop it or give it some chop and it'd still fight out. Then this year's Pearly Proton Time Lapse I dropped at Maple Hill. Solid, solid disc. Love it. Forehands. It's my workhorse in my bag, I feel. The last thing that dropped for Maple Hill this year was a Fission Mayhems. These things are just bombers. I mean, you can just see it's got so much dome, but it just feels so good in the hands. Love the color. Very bright. Very easy to see. It's kind of a little bit in the bag for me. Like I said, I did have the Sharpies up here. I took them out. Did like the fact that it was full size. I think I'm gonna have to probably do a mini Sharpie in here or have a Sharpie on the side. Maybe in the future, Pound can do like a little Sharpie up here instead. That way I can have a full size Sharpie on either side or maybe both sides. That'd be perfect in my opinion. But really loving the bag. This blue really pops. I'm super impressed, super happy. Even the green on the back pops. I'm just blown away. Again, this one was a little bit more, felt conservative, but I also thought that the gray went really well with the navy, in my opinion. But yeah, I'll transfer over some of the patches over. I can actually slap on the Mason Ford patch I have. Yeah.